Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to CISA's Virtual Industry Day, which is being hosted by CISA's Office of the Chief Acquisition Executive. My name is Monique Park, CISA's Industry Engagement Coordinator. Before we get started, I would like to provide some guidelines and information to make the day run smoothly for everyone. Please note all information shared in CISA Industry Day events regarding CISA's future capability needs or requirements is solely for informational purposes. The presentations and discussions in no way expressed or implied obligate the government to purchase or otherwise acquire the items or services discussed. The government is not bound or obligated in any way to give any special considerations to any organization on future contracts resulting from these communications. Today's live event is being recorded. The use of the Microsoft Live event recording is approved for information sharing only. Misuse of the recording and transcription without the approval of CISA is prohibited. By participating in today's Industry Day, you consent to the recording and subsequent rebroadcast of any interaction. Note, if you disagree with the recording disclaimer statement, then you may opt out of viewing or participating in today's Industry Day. Please check out CISA's YouTube channel in the near future for video posting and for latest happenings in CISA. On the screen now is our agenda for today. As you can see, we have opening remarks from CISA OCAE and presentations providing information on CISA National Risk Management Center's overview, focus areas, and capabilities. Later during our breakout session, you will have opportunity to engage with our presenters. Our presenters will be taking questions during their presentations. Participants may type questions in the chat functions during the breakout session, and please be assured that CISA will be capturing any unanswered questions entered in the meeting chat, and we will provide official responses after Industry Day is completed via an amendment to the SAM.gov notice along with the presentation decks. Now that we have gone through all the housekeeping for the day, on to the good part. I'm pleased to introduce Christian Van Ginder, CISA's Deputy Chief Acquisition Executive for Business Operations.
Hello, I'm Christian Van Ginder, CISA's Deputy Chief Acquisition Executive for Business Operations. Welcome to our Industry Day focused on CISA's important risk management and analysis mission. We have received numerous requests to record our Industry Days. We've heard those requests, so today's live event is being recorded. An edited version will be posted on CISA's YouTube channel in the near future. Unfortunately, we're not able to record the breakout sessions associated with this event. CISA's forward-looking Industry Day events are not focused on specific contract actions. Instead, we try to provide a better understanding of CISA, its diverse missions, and provide a look forward at our potential future capability needs. These types of events provide information to help you plan and determine what business to develop or potentially compete for in the future. In turn, we hope it results in better products and services when we need them. In our many meetings with industry, there seems to be some common misunderstandings about what CISA does and does not do as part of its various missions. So we hope to do a little myth busting to help you better understand how we support and provide actionable risk analysis to critical infrastructure, and with that, make it easier for you to help us secure the future. In today's live event, you will hear from senior members of the National Risk Management Center. The NRMC presenters will provide information about their mission and the capabilities they have and look to build upon in the future. In our follow-on breakout session later today, subject matter experts and requirements owners participate in more in-depth discussion and Q&A sessions. I encourage you to participate in the breakout session, as it allows for more direct interaction with the people who know the most about the mission. In addition to our Industry Days and breakout sessions, you have probably heard about our vendor engagement program and how much more engagement we at CISA are doing with industry. You can reach out to the vendor engagement program and ask to provide capability briefings and product demonstrations to representatives from CISA's various divisions and offices. While these are not tied to or intended to lead to any specific contracting opportunities, the industry capability briefings allow you to showcase your products and services while helping us gain a better awareness and understanding of the marketplace and support our subject matter experts in developing potential requirements for the future. These briefing opportunities are very popular, and we have greatly increased our number of engagements to give you more opportunities to tell us the great capabilities you have to offer. Of course, the number of requests still exceed the number we can accommodate. Further, because of the volume of requests, we tend to schedule these meetings several months in advance. As always, I encourage you to visit Doing Business with CISA on CISA.gov for upcoming events, links, and information. Also, please visit sam.gov for our current contracting opportunities and reach out to the listed POCs should you have any questions. You can also visit the Acquisition Planning Forecast System, APFS, to view potential future contracting opportunities. If you have any APFS inquiries, please send them via email to apfs-inquiries@cisa.dhs.gov. I want to take this opportunity to thank our presenters, the team who coordinated this week's event, and thank you for attending. Now, please join me in welcoming NRMC Director for Strategy, Policy, and Resources, Sarah Ellis, to the virtual stage.
Thanks, Christian. I really appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. As was just stated, my name is Sarah Ellis, and I'm an Associate Director of the National Risk Management Center. I'm grateful for the opportunity to introduce today's session for you from a program perspective, and I look forward to both sharing more with you about our mission, ongoing work, and future priorities, as well as hearing from you where you have questions later this afternoon. We know that in the industry, you have a lot to bring to the table, and it is built in the CISA DNA to work hand in glove with industry who both own and operate critical infrastructure and help us secure it. Over the course of the presentation, I'll plan to give you a high-level overview of the NRMC and then hand it off to George Bamford to get into the details, with a later breakout this afternoon, as Monique mentioned, to dig into even more specifics. We hope that you can listen in on each of these sessions and then ask questions at the end. I understand there will be ample time for that later in the breakout sessions. Why don't we move on to slide 2, please? So as you know, the National Risk Management Center is one of the 6 operational elements of CISA. CISA is charged with securing American infrastructure, those systems, assets, and the functions they provide that enable our daily lives. One of my personal favorite things to do is to participate in Career Day at my kids' school. And for many years, I talk with the kids about what infrastructure is and why it matters. And it's clear even elementary kids understand that water, electricity, transportation, food, they're all essentials that make their daily lives run smoothly. It's clear that the work that we do here is essential to all of our lives and our communities. And at CISA, we want to ensure that our critical infrastructure continues to function so that kids, families, members of our community can go about their business supported by reliable, secure infrastructure. CISA is an all hazards organization. We secure infrastructure against physical and cyber risks, and we have in our purview to look across all types of critical infrastructure, often focusing on risks that cascade across infrastructure types. My colleague George Bamford will talk with you more about that later, highlighting the variety of risks that are in scope for us. Lastly, on this slide, before I move on to the more details on the NRMC, I want to highlight the mission statement here, which puts front and center the critical role that industry and other government entities play in all of our work. CISA does not own or operate critical infrastructure, so we see ourselves as enabling owners and operators and leading the way on challenging issues as part of a much broader team effort to secure critical infrastructure across our country. Next slide. So what is the role of the NRMC within CISA? The NRMC was established in 2018 to serve as the nation's Center for Critical Infrastructure Risk Analysis. NRMC provides the analysis that enables the risk mitigation or action that results in a more secure and resilient critical infrastructure. We can layer on a lot of details, but we need to be clear on this foundational level. We aspire to provide our customers, especially CISA operations, with vital, timely, actionable risk analysis services that improve our nation's management of risk to critical infrastructure. NRMC has recently gone through an organizational realignment to strengthen our focus on this mission, but our mission remains providing actionable risk analysis. With our new design and focus areas, we will translate analysis to action and impact for the critical infrastructure community. Our analysis is for action. This means that our analytic frameworks and tools must be developed from the beginning with the end in mind, that end of reducing risk to critical infrastructure. For us, context is everything. This means that understanding the impacts of disruptions is more valuable when we capture the cascading impacts across entities, sectors, and jurisdictions. Next slide, please. The NRMC supports CISA leadership and operations, federal partners, state, local, tribal, and territorial partners, and the broader critical infrastructure community. And our work builds on a history of national efforts to support critical infrastructure, security, and resiliency. Our risk analysis enables the prioritization of operations across CISA, the interagency, and the broader critical infrastructure community. Our analytic mission is embedded within our organization. Director Easterly is very clear about where NRMC fits in the context of CISA. Her vision is for NRMC to provide analytic support largely, but not exclusively, to CISA operational needs. In response to Director Easterly's mandate to refocus and redesign our organization to improve mission impact, we've clarified our strategic direction and designed a more effective organization that fits into CISA's organization and operations. With our new design and focus areas, we'll translate analysis to action and impact for the critical infrastructure community. Since no single stakeholder has all the information necessary to detect or comprehensively manage systemic risk, CISA's information sharing and coordination role, as well as its ability to engage policy and decision makers, are essential to success in our shared Homeland Security mission. CISA's vision of secure and resilient infrastructure for the American people cannot be achieved quickly. It's an abiding goal that demands a long view search of emerging and future risks and analyses that make decisions to reduce them actionable today. Over time, we aim to measurably reduce future risk and increase the adaptivity of the nation's critical infrastructure risk managers. On this slide, you see how we view analysis as feeding into action, as feeding into impact. Our analysis should never be a book report. It should always have a stakeholder in mind and be clear how it's going to secure the country and make critical infrastructure more secure. At this point, I have the pleasure of introducing George Bamford, who is the Associate Director for Risk Services Division within the NRMC. Over to you, George.
Thank you, Sarah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Next slide, please. As a nation, we face a number of traditional and emerging risks to our cyber and physical infrastructure. Some of them are listed on the slide you are viewing. The NRMC is unique in the government as the National Risk Management Center focuses our analysis on national cross-sector risk. We leverage the expertise and the data from sector risk management agencies outside of CISA, but the NRMC is the place where we integrate that information into a national picture of risk that supports cross-sector collaborative risk reduction planning efforts. Almost all national level risks span across sectors. The methods, data, tools, and governance for understanding those cross-sector risks and developing solutions lives at the National Risk Management Center. Next slide, please. NRMC is committed to working alongside our partners in service of the American people. This slide shows the 16 critical infrastructures sectors, sectors recognized in the United States and the associated sector risk management agencies inside the federal government. We leverage the expertise and data from sector risk management agencies and sector partners in pursuit of our mission, focus on providing actionable risk analysis to CISA and our partners in service of the American people. Our focus is national critical infrastructure. Our relationship with government and industry partners ensures that we provide analytical products and services that provide decision support to the critical infrastructure community to help inform their risk management activities. A majority of critical infrastructure is owned and operated by the private sector. Effective risk management depends on the critical infrastructure community's ability to engage across all 16 sectors to facilitate a shared understanding of risk and integrate a wide range of activities to manage that risk. We are driving coordination through forums, including sector coordinating councils, government coordinating councils, and working groups to understand partner concerns and focus areas to better tailor our activities. Examples include the Information Technology, Communications, and Technology Supply Chain Risk Management Task Force, the Space Systems Critical Infrastructure Working Group, the Cybersecurity Advisory Committee, and receiving private sector input that informs CISA's response to geopolitical and pandemic risks. In addition, the National Risk Management Center leads a Federal Risk Management Working Group, also known as the FRMWG, which is the risk management coordinating body for the sector risk management agencies. The Federal Risk Management Working Group provides risk management recommendations to the Federal Senior Leadership Council, a cross-sector council focused on critical infrastructure risk and resilience. The National Risk Management Center uses the Federal Risk Management Working Group to elicit feedback from sector risk management agency partners on the NRMC's analytical capabilities and risk services. Notably, CISA also leads the risk management for the election security subsector under the government facilities. Next slide, please. Where there are known cross-sector risks that have the governance or risk management gaps, the National Risk Management Center also leads initiatives to understand and manage those risks. As new risks emerge, such as emerging technology or the risks associated with artificial intelligence, we will continue to assist with policy, doctrine, and process enhancements through state-of-the-art analytics to reprioritize or identify new priorities and establish risk management initiatives to effectively secure our nation. Throughout our partnership efforts with the critical infrastructure community, we are able to incorporate sector expertise into our risk analysis to understand national critical functions at the highest risk of an attack or threat. As a result, we have implemented key initiatives to help the government and industry partners manage risk to these vital critical functions. This includes risk to systemically important entities, election security, critical infrastructure risk register, and as noted earlier, the information technology, communications, and technology supply chains. I will discuss in more depth the ICT supply chain risk management issues later in the presentation. As new risks emerge, such as emerging technology, we will continue to assist with policy, doctrine, and process enhancements. Next slide, please. As I have said earlier, we have identified some areas of potentially significant risk to our nation where the responsibility for risk analysis and risk mitigation spans across multiple sectors. For those cross-sector risks, where no sector is clearly the lead, we stand up temporary efforts to assess the risk and develop cross-sector mitigation strategies. Some of these efforts are well established, like position, navigation, and timing, where we are working with the interagency and private sector to address our growing dependence on GPS. Others, such as the connected communities and space systems, are relatively new. As space-based capabilities and connected communities are integrated with existing infrastructure, we must understand how these capabilities change the risk landscape and be proactive in risk mitigation. Electromagnetic pulse, also known as EMP, creates a complicated risk environment. CISA completed a quadrennial EMP risk assessment in 2022. We can provide additional information in a classified environment. I can share that we are working closely with the interagency to understand the risk both from naturally occurring and man-made EMP in order to inform risk mitigation efforts. Next slide, please. The National Risk Management Center Supply Chain Management Working Group includes two main elements: partnership and analysis. Established in 2018, the Information and Communications Technology Supply Chain Risk Management Task Force is a center of gravity for public-private supply chain risk management partnership. It is chaired by the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency and the Information Technology and Communication Sector Coordinating Councils, and has a membership that includes 40 of the largest companies in the IT and comm sectors and 20 partners from across the interagency, including every entity represented in the Federal Acquisition Security Council and 2 state associations. The first year of the task force focused on 4 priority areas of policy concern for supply chain risk management, including information sharing, threat evaluation, qualified bidder list and qualified manufacturer lists, and policy recommendations to incentivize the purchase of ICT from original equipment manufacturers and authorized resellers. Now in its 4th year, the task force efforts include standing up the Hardware Bills of Materials Working Group, standing up a Software Assurance Working Group, and continuing the Small Business Working Group, which engages the small and medium-sized business community to understand and tailor task force products to meet their needs. Next slide, please. As America's Cyber Defense Agency and the National Coordinator for Critical Infrastructure Security and Resilience, CISA leads the national effort to understand, manage, and reduce risk to cyber and physical infrastructure that Americans rely on every hour of every day. We are a slide behind. The damage caused by unsafe technology products coming to the marketplace might be difficult to measure, but the collective toll is staggering. As we know it when we see it, it's difficult to measure, but the collective toll is staggering. If ransomware is forcing a school district to shut down, a patient forced to divert to another hospital, or a family defrauded of their savings, we have an unuse or nefarious use of technology. Americans need a new model to address the gaps in cybersecurity, a model of sustainable security. 2 principles in this model of security include security by design and ensuring that technology products are secure by default. CISA and the National Risk Management Center is working to develop risk mitigation strategies to address these emerging issues. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. The CISA National Risk Management Center is currently working very diligently to review and refine our analysis products to meet customer needs. Visitors to our website, listed on our slide, will find a list of our services and offerings that may assist your understanding of our capabilities and services. That concludes my portion of the brief. I'd now like to turn it back over to Christian from OCAE. Thank you.
Thank you. So, again, I just want to thank everybody for attending today. Also out there in industry, also appreciate today's presenters for taking their time to deliver insight into their missions, and for the CISA team that supported the event. So I know today we covered a lot of ground related to NRMC's priorities and capabilities, and provided some insight into their role, the infrastructure risks, and how we engage. My hope is that we were successful in busting some myths today, that we answered some questions and really gave you all some insight into how we are looking toward the future here at CISA, particularly with NRMC and their mission. With that, again, I invite you to please attend the breakout session where you can have an interactive space there for your Q&A. And again, just thank you all for coming today. Back to you.
Thank you, Christian, and thank you everyone for participating in CISA's Industry Day. We hope you found today's presentation informative. As always, vendors are encouraged to monitor the DHS Acquisition Planning Forecast System, APFS, which provides high-level information regarding CISA's upcoming competitive requirements. That said, it should be noted that CISA continues to update APFS throughout the year as new requirements emerge. So it'll be beneficial for everyone to continue to monitor the site during the entire year. Please send APFS inquiries via email to apfs-inquiries@cisa.dhs.gov. Looking to FY23 for the rest of the year, please go ahead and continue to check out Doing Business with CISA under cisa.gov. For more information regarding upcoming virtual industry days. Also, the industry engagement team will host 30-minute weekly vendors focused sessions for specific capabilities to ensure CISA staff have a chance to learn about the innovative work being done in a wider market. You may contact engagement team at CISA vendor engagement at cisa.dhs.gov. And please join us later this afternoon for a breakout session. And I believe the link is being provided on the chat, presented by NRMC subject matter experts, where they will present the various topics and answer your questions. And again, thank you for attending today's Industry Day event. This concludes the main event session, and we hope to see you later today. Thank you.